I apologize for the mic. They make some odd noises here and there, but we are working with it. All right. Thank you, Eddie. I want to point out something before we call up the next person. I get a kick out of the fact that the bus stops right there, and the fact that as soon as they get off, they're surrounded by poetry. I think that's outstanding. It's wonderful. It really is. All right, next up, if she's ready. I've known this person for quite a while, and it's such an honor to have her here among us. She's such a special lady. Please give a hand for Antoinette Franklin.
You get up here, I'll stay up here.
Okay, how about the mic go down here?
Yeah.
How about that?
Oh yeah, right here. There you go.
Thank you much.
Simple.
It is indeed a pleasure and it is an honor to be here today, and we are so grateful for poetry, for prayer, because this is the only way we're going to be able to survive. And I wrote this yesterday, and my sister asked me, she said, have you finished writing? And I said, yeah, I think so. And then I kept writing something else. So this is a brand new one, and I'm dedicating it to today and to our people, because we need to know about each other. My native heritage has a long range. One of my students asked me one day, he said, what are you? And I was like, Texan, I'm a woman. What you want me to say? I teach at Lackland. So I have an interlude of a lot of students who have a lot of cultural activities. And part of this poem was what one of my students said. He said, well, Miss Franklin, we're all from one grandfather. And I was like, yeah, that's right, we are. But other people don't want to know that. My heritage extends from Scottish, Mexican, Choctaw, Seminole, and New Iberian Creole. So I have a wide variety of different areas. And when my mother and I went to register for high school, the lady asked, she said, what language do you speak? And I was like, what? Because my mother did not look like a regular black person. She had real wavy curly hair, and she looked more Hispanic or whatever, but she was asking that. And we are all very interrelated with one another. And that's something that we really need to come to terms with. And as Donald Trump is not white America, and he's not right America, and he has no way of dealing with any of us, and all of the things that are happening in the outer areas are things that need to be taken care of, because we are the people who are going to do those things. The poem is Peace, Remembrance, and Moving Forward. We, the people, ask the Great Spirit to forgive us, to forgive mankind for not taking care of Mother Earth. We, the people, are for peace. We ask for peace to be sprinkled throughout the earth and blow in the spirit of the wind and heal the broken edges. The land is all we have, that we must protect and nurture the dirt that we live on. We, the people, must protect and nurture our home. Remember, we come from one grandfather and one grandmother. We are one. We, the people, must change our ways of living and leave the world a better place for our children's 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 children. We, the people, must draw together and love one another. We must hug one another. We must care about one another. We must love. We need peace. Speak peace in the spirit of the wind. Speak peace. Live in peace. Peace be still.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Antoinette. Next up, who's happened to be sitting on the stage even now. She's almost here. Anyway, another Victoria. Please give a hand for Victoria Valenzuela.
I'm gonna need some coffee. So we lost a little bit of internet connection. I had it connected to the library, and I said, perfect. And then the library said, turn it off. Government entities, guys, I swear. Standing Rock has been on my mind since it started, since even before it started. Hydrofracking is a big happening here in Texas. You know, we have our own fight here in the Marfa area and everywhere that they want to drill, baby drill, those motherfuckers. I wrote this poem. I wrote many poems, but I wrote this poem yesterday, and it's in 2 parts. And I think everyone's pretty much echoing the same sentiment. They're poisoning us. They're poisoning our water. Water is life. So this poem is untitled. Due to the liquefied bodies of the ancient creatures that once sipped pure oceans, that once exhaled vapors of life, living, I now breathe fire. Boil me in oil, fill my mouth with hope and prayer. From heaven, the ocean seems to mimic human skin. Each peak is another wave polluted by fossil fuels. My blood swells and succumbs like the nation's fury. Outrageous that our legs are bound in cars. We are the burning bodies. We drink toxic water. We whisper, spit to the money hungry that spew tear gas and on our elders. Love is prayer, a nebulous thing. Love is prayer, a thirst for living. Water is life, a tribe of protectors. A solitary drop carries eons of memory. A solitary drop carries eons of memory. Name the source. A breath of humanity. A breath of humanity. A nation cries, stop DAPL. Thank you.
Can't do it from up there. There you go.
Thank you, Victoria. All right. Next up, please give a hand for Moby Warren.
It is a humbling honor to be here with you in a time of such great loss, but also a time of profound awakening. Did Marisol Cortez get here yet? Oh, good, Marisol! Because the poem I'm going to share really is a gift from Marisol, who a couple years ago when she was organizing art and literary event around fracking in the Eagle Ford for the Fracaso exhibit at Esperanza, she invited me to submit a poem. And I said, yes, of course. But months went by and no poem came. And I was getting a little nervous because the deadline was upon me. When one night, as I was dreaming, a chant started to play over and over and over in my mind, and there were 4 words. And the words that kept repeating in a rhythm, one was Hymen, a woman's sacred gate. The word foramen, a child's soft part of their skull when they're first born. The word foraminifera, which is the scientific term for the tiniest organisms that are at the very root of the food chain in the ocean, and who later became the limestone that now holds the sacred waters of our aquifer. And also the term Hymenoptera, the order of insects that includes the wild bees. And I awoke with these words, just chanting and chanting and chanting, and I went to my laptop and the poem came. And so I offer this poem to the people, the brave people, our brothers and sisters at Standing Rock, who are standing to protect their water, as all peoples are awakening all over the planet to protect all of our waters, our land, our air, our climate. And this poem is titled Fracking the Eagle Ford. In a dream, I held 4 pebbles in my mouth to slake thirst during a 100-year drought. 4 words, syllables of the sacred. I awoke singing Hymen, Hymenoptera, Foramen, Foraminifera, and wanted to dance a circle over the Eagle Ford shale to cleanse what we have done. Children born in a time of shattered rock and the reckless burn of carbon, forgive us. Hymen, we force water, giver of life, into a weapon to sunder the mother's hidden membranes. We plunder glittering fossil beds, foraminifera, the ancient reefs beneath our feet. We are grave robbers who burn cradles. We forsake the wild bees, Hymenoptera, community-minded insects whose dance of take is also a dance of give back. We erase their courtship of horsemint and paintbrush, star-faced flocks, flowers powered by the sun, whose spidery roots find paths through rock by becoming one with it. Foramen, for the children, amen. Hold a newborn in your arms. Place a light hand over the pulse at the crest of her skull. The soft spot where hint of sea still murmurs. Child swathed in wonder. She needs clear water, unmolested land, mild air, what we now squander.
Thank you so much, Moby. All right. We have this new person who was just inserted into the list. Please give a hand for Magdalena Iznaga. She's reading a poem by Kamala Platt. Please give a hand.
Hello, everybody. First off, I want to thank Richard Schreibel over there in the blue and Sabina's Coffee House for allowing us to be at the spot, and all the poets, and how we all work together to gather in the spot today. I'm going to read off of Kamala Platt's Estero Llano Grande. Big wet gathering spot on the tri-plain, en mi corazón, donde mountain meets prairie. Coastal plains greet ebony, and Sabah, Bisach, Mesquite host those places where I found all my relatives. The 2-legged, 4-legged place where I heard the seedlings calling out all of my names. Mitakuya Oyasin, place of my return. Thank you.
Caught me off guard. Thought it was going to go a little longer, but all right. Thank you so much, Magdalena. All right, next up. Even though she had much to go through to get here, we're happy she is here. Please give a hand for Marisol Cortez. Please give a hand.
you, Rod, and thank you to Carmen for inviting me and for organizing this. It was really beautiful to see how it came together just spontaneously out of your invitation. And also thanks to Sabina's Coffee House for allowing us to be here today. I'm really grateful to be here because a few hours ago I was stranded on the side of 35 South and I wasn't sure if my car was going to work anymore. So, but I got it to move, and I'm really grateful to be here. This poem is called Chicharras AC. My despair is a paralysis that I never knew was there, that I never knew was despair. Hard to put a finger on until you sit and settle. It was the memory of our ride down Military, insulated from the air outside, over 100, heat index 115, says George, but inside the car is artificially conditioned. Thank God for that. My last two cars didn't have it. It is the memory of a ride in the twilight of cars, over the river at Espada, then caught in the throat of a train, seeing the coal cars crawl by en route to Calaveras, seeing calumets flare over the trees. And my daughter in the back seat, my daughter telling me, I hope I'm not alive when global warming starts. I can't bear to tell her that it isn't if any longer, it isn't even when. I remember her standing once outside with a mop in her hand. It had died when it flew into the hot wax of a candle. Outside on the porch, she hid from us to cry, cradling it in her hand, a tiny Icarus. My heart aches thinking of how she loves the world of tiny things, her eye on the spider and the sparrow. So I follow it back and back, the ache within me, the pain of our failure, until the content drops away to reveal only tightness in bands around my throat, my eyes, only constriction, only water, the echo of oceans. Until it is suddenly plain, until suddenly I recognize the name of it, that it even has a name to be spoken, a shape my mouth can make to pronounce it. There it is. That's what it is, despair. Yes, I see you. Come in. It floats to the surface like a paper flower when my mind stops scrambling for solutions. And in the quiet, I hear the high summer whir of chicharras outside over the AC. And I hear the summer whir of the AC too. Everything is alive, not just chicharras, to wake up into. Everything is there to hold you. And if there were only this in a lifetime of trance, if there was only one single moment of stillness, of waking up into what is there, it would be enough. It is enough that it becomes possible to imagine continuing for her, for the tiniest ones. Thank you.
Thank you, Marisol. I'm sure I could not have done that poem justice. I'm so glad you're here. Before I call up the last person to read, I want to draw attention to the contingent of Sun Poets who were wonderful enough to come and join us at this very important event. Thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate that you're here. It means a lot. Thank you. All right. The person who organized this, the person who, in my opinion, is the driving force of poetry in San Antonio. Please give a big hand for Carmen Tafoya.
I would have helped you. So Carlos, Rod, don't help me.
I wish I could say I organized this. I think what happens was somebody at a national level asked for Floricantos to happen across the nation. And I said, yes, it should definitely happen here in San Antonio. Somebody should organize this. And I don't have the time to do it. But I can contact Rod, and I can contact Victoria, and I can contact the other Victoria, I can contact Bryce. And so I sent out a bunch of little messages and emails, and it kind of happened, and I think we all did it together, because if it hadn't been for all of you and for the ideas, we would have never known about Sabina's Coffee. I would have never known to have it here at Sabina's Coffee House, which has been a beautiful, beautiful gathering place in el mero corazón del west side de San Antonio. You can't get any better. So thank all of you for being part of this. I have two things I want to do today. I want to do a point. I promise. Only 1 point per person. So I'm going to do my 1 point. But then I want to do a vow, all of us together. Maria Antonieta Berriozábal really, really wanted to be here today. She has been the true leader of the fight for clean water in San Antonio, and she's having some real problems with her knee right now. She's in a lot of pain. It's hard for her to even get out of bed, so she couldn't get out of bed today. And she asked me to, I said, what do you want me to tell them for you? And she told me something which became the words that turned into a vow that I want us all to join together and saying at the end. Some of you have brought drums. I've asked if you do have drums, go ahead, join in, become part of this. If you don't have drums, drum on the earth, on the chairs around you, on your heart, but become a part of this vow, this promise that we take that is very important today. This poem is called This is the Hour, and it's for Standing Rock. Agua, agua dulce, you waterfall of life, transforming the parched fields of death into a blooming paradise. You rain shower of sun, of promise, agua, agua dulce, you blessed blood flow of our planeta, agua. They wish to trifle with you, sully you, sacrifice you, desecrate you, forget you in the boiling poisoned tar pit pools of their greed. But the protectors have spoken for you, have stood tall against the tear gas, against the rubber bullets, against the freezing spray of water hosed on them in evil, against the bloodthirsty dogs sicked on them. The protectors have remembered their mother's womb, their sacred fountain of origin, their respeto for the beauty-drenched miracle of life, their vow to save the water, to save all creatures, to save our very tomorrow. A shiver of fear darkens our sky as we watch them fall, bloodied and frozen, as we watch all who are innocent and not rich, nor white, nor male, wondering, is this the hour of our death, of our destruction, of the end, the hour when we must decide? Yes, this is the hour, and we are the water. For when the water is poisoned, so are we. And when the hour is past, so are we. So, linda, agua dulce, this hour is the hour for ceremony. For water ceremony rippling into our blood in the voice of a woman trying to birth this planet into survival. Listen, for her waters have broken, for this is the hour. So, I have this little promesa. I want to thank you all for standing with Standing Rock. We're beset by a lot of sickness right now, by a lot of evil thoughts, a lot of greed, a lot of nastiness in the way people are disrespecting each other and the planet and everything. And they're mainly disrespecting the indigenous peoples. It's like treaties don't mean anything when they're with Native Americans, right? Oh, they're just Indians. I don't know how we can do this. It's a kind of a blind thinking we've gotten used to in our nation's history, but it's okay to make treaties with other people and those we're supposed to keep. But Native Americans don't count or something because we keep breaking the rules even on a people's property. It is their property that is being trespassed upon. So, you know, I usually like my Facebook. I consider it a big plaza in the old Mexican sense of the plaza, where everybody went to the plaza to see what was going on and who was dating whom and who was upset and qué le había pasado a la comadre. So my Facebook is kind of like my plaza, but it's also an insight to how people are thinking. And I've been a little disturbed by people saying, oh, well, you know, we've got to come to a healing process after this election. You know, we've got to remember goodwill on Thanksgiving Day when people share a meal and give thanks to those who open the door for them. But the Pilgrims did not give thanks to those people. They massacred them. 700 men, women, and children were massacred. And that is what the meaning of Thanksgiving Day is to Native American peoples. It is the day of massacre. So we are hoping that we do not become massacred by expecting decent treatment after we have opened the door for others to come in. We, the indigenous peoples of this continent and the indigenous peoples of this planet, have opened our arms and now are extending our arms to protect the resources that all humanity needs. And as we spread our arms wide, some are taking aim at our hearts. We must make sure to not let these today be massacred and forgotten, as were the Pequots. So we ask you all to follow this vow, to speak with us all together these promises. And they were written based on what Maria Antonieta said to me this morning. I promise to look deep within myself. Look deep within myself, to find the strength and the courage and the commitment to protect the people of Standing Rock and all protectors of water and all protectors of justice and all protectors of life. I promise to choose water over oil.
I promise to choose water over oil.
And life over greed.
And life over greed.
I promise.
I promise.
I promise.
I promise.
I promise.
I promise.
To remember the water.
To remember the water.
Thank you all for coming here. Let the drummers continue. If they want to come forth, or if we want to gather around them, or whatever people would like to do, we're going to do it in a circle. Okay. Eduardo's asking us all to come forward to the front here in a circle of healing prayer. Drumming.
Sure.
slow beat. It's a slow heart. And it's one beat, 4 beats of silence, and then another beat that would be that medicine everywhere. Send your prayers. Send your sacred energy. It's not just Standing Rock. Here in San Antonio. Breathe. Breathe deep. Love. Exhale love. Hey! Now we can go to the heartbeat. Sacred drums that our people have used since the beginning of time. Living creatures give us their skin so we can pray in a good way. So that heartbeat is